Hey guys, so I am going to be doing what's called a Maternity Monday. And this is not only just because of other people that want to see the process of me going through this pregnancy, but also for memories for myself. I like looking back at these things and seeing how I felt each week. So I will be hopefully trying to keep up with this each week if I can get this camera to sit still. But hopefully it'll be at least once a month. And also I have a 2-year-old, so she will be in and out. You'll hear her. She's in there watching Peabody and Mr. Sherman, or Mr. Sherman and Peabody, whatever it's called right now. So she's at bay. But we have finally made the announcement on Facebook, and I am 10 weeks today. We found out when I was 4 weeks. We had been tracking my ovulation cycle probably since October of last year. When I had my daughter, I had issues after I had her, and I could never get on a regular cycle. So after I finally got on a good cycle, I started tracking each month my ovulation and all that good stuff. My husband was actually deployed last year, so there was really no chance of us getting pregnant last year, so I thought it was a good time to start tracking and keeping up with things. So he got back in January. We started trying pretty much right away. I mean, we were kind of iffy about it. We weren't really sure exactly when we wanted to start trying. So it was kind of like up in the air. It wasn't really like a specific date that we started trying. And I think I had taken a bajillion pregnancy tests thinking, oh, well, I feel like I'm pregnant, but I never was. Until this, it was May 2nd. I was supposed to start my period. And if this is TMI, whatever. Supposed to start my period on May 2nd. Oh, excuse me. That was my last period, was May 2nd. And after that, didn't have any. Well, the first week of June, I was supposed to start as well, and didn't. And that was obviously one of the first signs of being pregnant. And also another one was my husband got me a Fitbit for Mother's Day, and I had lost 8 pounds, running, walking, just keeping up my steps throughout the day and becoming more active. And then throughout the next couple of weeks, I started gaining the weight back. And there was really no controlling the weight gain. I mean, it was just like, hey, you're not going to lose that weight because you need it for the baby. But so I had gained that weight back. Also, the day before, the actual day that I went to get a pregnancy test, earlier that day, I knew exactly what I wanted to eat. I wanted I think it's an ultimate chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. And then when I got it home, started eating it, and I didn't want it so much anymore. So that was another thing that led me to believe that maybe I am pregnant. So my sister-in-law and I went and got a couple of pregnancy tests from the Dollar General right down the street. And I took them, and then automatically within a few minutes, it was pretty positive. And usually with people, your HGC or HCG levels can differ, and you may not even know the first day that you miss your period. But luckily with me, I could tell right away that there were 2 lines. So the 4th week of my pregnancy, I was okay. It was a little off, but I was okay. Started getting really sick the 5th and 6th week, to the point where I just really didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do my normal routine around the house. I just literally wanted to lay around I couldn't eat much of anything. So I had tons of food aversions. And I just was not interested in doing anything but laying around. The 7th week, a friend and I were starting to walk every morning around 7:30. Walk for about an hour, see how much we could get in the day. And which, having a friend to say, meet me there at the park, really makes you, want to get up and do it because you have somebody depending on you. So that really helped me getting a motivator to get me off of my butt and walk. And walking and doing exercise throughout the day really, really helped my morning sickness. I mean, it was so bad. I ended up waking up in the middle of the night. I think it was like 10:30 in the middle of the night, and just ran to the bathroom. With my daughter, I was not sick at all. The only time I threw up was when I took my prenatal pill on an empty stomach. And that was the only time I got sick throughout my whole entire pregnancy with my daughter. I had some sugar issues with my daughter because I wasn't eating enough and keeping up with food, and ended up passing out. But I never, ever was this sick with my daughter. So with this pregnancy, it's definitely been a challenge. Look, I'm slipping as I go. So, yeah, I'm in here. Okay, so I had to move to the floor so that little miss could sit on my lap and not be messing up the camera. So, with her, I had a blissful pregnancy. And with this one, it has been not so blissful. I went to my first appointment at 8 weeks and 3 days. Sit still. At 8 weeks and 3 days, and I got 8 vials of blood taken. I had to take a urinalysis test. I got the inside ultrasound, which is not very comfortable. You have to do your pap smear and a couple other tests, and which ended up being fine. I just have runaway veins, and that was not very fun. So, did that. I haven't got any results back from my blood tests yet, but I go back in a couple of weeks for my next appointment. So, let's see. 8 weeks, I was still really sick, trying to find out what was really making me sick out of all the things I was eating. And when we went home to tell our families, I was 9 weeks, and come to find out that it was... Don't, you're going to break it.
Mama, take this over here.
Okay. Come to find out it was meats that were making me sick, so I guess the grease off the meat and just the texture, the look of meats were not so nice. Adelie, be easy.
I'm eating.
Okay, gracious me. So, when we got back home, I have decided to cut out meat as much as I can. Not because I'm against eating meat, because I can't eat meat and it really grosses me out. Also, eggs, if they're cooked in something, it's fine. But if I'm eating them by themselves, it's not going to happen. Just not going to do it. So, my new kind of like, not really a diet plan, but my eating plan has a lot of fruits and veggies and a lot of other sources of protein other than meats. So, like this week, we have been trying... No, we don't open it.
Please.
No, it doesn't open, baby.
Mom, have the cap.
No, you don't need to play with those. So this week we had the 2 eggs and banana pancakes and tons of fruit. Today I put blueberries and raspberries in them and then just drizzled them with honey, and that was delicious. For lunch I'll probably be eating like an avocado sandwich, and then for dinner probably be having some broccoli and cauliflower and sweet potato, and try to find some kind of I don't know, meat alternative. I also have been looking up vegetarian meals because usually they will add in a protein source that's not meat. So I've been looking into that. So that's this week, or this past week, which would be 9 weeks. What has been a struggle being at home. Oh, and sweets are my go-to. I have had to limit myself with sweets because I will be that one that gets carried away and ends up getting gestational diabetes, and it just sneaks up on you. So we have decided to cut that out, do a weekly I guess cheat meal or something like that, where we can have something that we choose sweet-wise or whatever. So that is this weekend, trying to keep up with everything. So I will try to keep up with it week by week, and hopefully you'll see a little more of us and this sweet little girl. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I think I'm going to enjoy it looking back at it. So I will give you a little non-existent belly shot, just because some people might want to see that, and I will also want to look back at that. So I'll do that really quick. Okay, so this is my almost non-existent 10-week belly bump.